Some of Europe's top players, however, are out of contract at the end of the 23-24 season, and boy, would there be a competition for these bunch. So the best soon-to-be free agents in Europe.
Kroos will go for it and score! For Paris Saint-Germain!
Mehdi Taremi, FC Porto. He might not be a household name at the moment, but the OGs will know him through his performance in the Champions League, specifically because of that ridiculous overhead kick, which was against Chelsea in 2021. Taremi's shine really took off after that match, as scouts from all over Europe began monitoring his performance in the Primeira Liga 1 in Portugal, as he became one of the team's key men, as well as the league's top scorer with 22 goals in the league last season. The Iranian's performance this season, however, well, it's not been on the level of last season by any stretch of the imagination, but he is still a man in demand by many top clubs, particularly in Italy, where he's reported to be in talks with Per Fabrizio Romano. Rafael Varane, Manchester United. From winning over 18 trophies for Real Madrid, including multiple La Liga, Copa del Rey, Champions Leagues, and Club World Cup titles, so as to be making a rather good eye-raising move to Manchester United in 2021, to now even currently being third-choice center back at the club, it's fair to say that it hasn't gone according to plan for the former French international. Varane has been plagued with injuries during his time at Manchester, and it appears now that he is out of the plans of manager Erik ten Hag. With his current contract up at the end of the season, his future is, well, somewhat in the air, and it doesn't seem like the club would be in talks to trigger an extension over the summer. Thiago Alcantara, Liverpool. Liverpool's Thiago Alcantara could be out of the contract by the end of the season as well. During his time with Merseyside so far, Thiago's always been the shining light in the middle of the park for Liverpool, an area of the pitch that was often exploited by opposing players last season. He's not really been all that great with injuries, as it's prevented him from participating as much as manager Jurgen Klopp would have liked with his first appearance of the season, coming in with a 3-1 loss to Arsenal. He's injured again, and now it's uncertain for now if the Spaniard would extend his stay at the club at the present moment. Joel Matip, Liverpool. So in the same vein as Thiago, Matip would also be out of the contract at the end of the season, and his contract extension may depend on the new manager who would take over from Klopp as Liverpool manager. Matip is currently out with an ACL till the end of the season. Adrian Rabiot, Juventus. Currently, the Beyond Canary are having a good season, challenging Inter for the Scudetto, and it can finally be said that they're playing with a swagger which has eluded them for quite a number of seasons. Amongst a host of players that has contributed to Juventus' current form is French midfielder Adrian Rabiot, who is at the center of everything that comes from the midfield. His future has definitely not been without speculation for a couple of seasons now, as he was on the move at one point, but seems to have reinstated himself as a key player for Allegri and should probably put pen to paper for a contract extension, at least depending upon how negotiations go. Luka Modric, Real Madrid. At 38 years old, it's crazy to see Luka continue to wow us with his performances, kind of like how he was earlier on in his career at Tottenham. The Croatian appears to be in a pickle at the moment, as his current contract situation ceases to be addressed by the Madrid board and manager Carlo Ancelotti. His game time has also been limited, and that seems to frustrate the Croatian captain even further. Real Madrid, however, do have plenty of young talent in that position who are to be successors to Modric, with guys like Bellingham, Camavinga, and Tchouaméni prepared to try and fill those boots of the Croat. Toni Kroos, Real Madrid. Just like Modric, Toni Kroos' contract appeared to also be at the end of the season, with the German performing again at a high level for Los Blancos. Kroos, who's 33, who had previously considered retirement at one point in his career, had since enjoyed an improvement in his form and fitness over the last 2 seasons, which has convinced him to keep playing. Kroos has also noted that he was going to end his career at Real Madrid, so that no one can enjoy his services as it stands, but hey, at least you can enjoy really great football content even if Kroos does leave Madrid. Just hit that subscribe button and we'll show you how. With just 1 goal and 7 assists under his belt this season, the former German international wouldn't want to leave the club without at least some sort of bang. Peter Zielinski, Napoli. The Polish international has no doubt been at the heart of all things good for Series A champions, Napoli, and was an unsung hero in their magical title-winning campaign. He joined Napoli in 2016, and 8 years later, it seems like he might be at the end of his Napoli career, as his current contract appears to be his last, as the club have failed to meet with his demands financially. He's now heavily linked in with a move to Series A rivals Inter Milan, and they appear to also be interested in a move for the midfielder. Lloyd Kelly, Bournemouth. Bournemouth's versatile defender attracted the likes of Tottenham last season, but the club turned down the Spurs' £20 million offer and might well rue that decision, as he would now be available for a free this summer. A player who can play as a center back and a left back? Well, Kelly would surely be an attractive signing for clubs around Europe due to his versatility. Anthony Martial, Manchester United. Injury-stricken, out of form, and practically out of favor at this point, French striker Anthony Martial has not lived up to much hype whenever he got first signed for United in 2015. Martial under Ten Hag hasn't played a lot, and kind of looks like his time at Old Trafford is certainly up, as he looks to be among the numerous players that could be cleared out by the new board over the summer. Jorginho, Arsenal. The Italian's contract with Arsenal is up in the summer, and a renewal seems to be on the cards. Mikel Arteta has plenty of praise for the former Chelsea man's performance over the past few games, as he is more and more in tune with the Spaniard's play of style. Jorginho signed for Arsenal in 2023 in an 18-month contract for £12 million. He has an option to extend for a year as well, though. Michy Batshuayi, Fenerbahce. A player who is to have found his confidence and shooting boots in Turkey this season is going to be available as a free agent next summer, and it's certain now that he has the attention of clubs with his performance this season. Fenerbahce would be looking to tie down the former Belgian, as he has been an important part of the squad this season, especially during the little goal drought that Edin Dzeko is going through. Batshuayi has 12 goals and 1 assist so far this season. Kylian Mbappe, PSG. Of course, we're eventually going to get there. The constant transfer cycle of Kylian Mbappe is set to continue this summer, where he will finally be available on a free and could as well join Real Madrid in the process. Mbappe is just 24 and signed a 3-year contract in 2021, but was later revealed that it was only a 2-year deal with an additional 1-year extension that can only be triggered by the French international. Mbappe could opt out not to extend his stay in Paris, set up a grand slam finish for his incredible transfer story, which could reach its climax this summer, hopefully. Along with all of these players who have their contracts up at the end of the season, it's imperative to give some honorary mentions to players like Ivan Toney, Jonathan Tah, and Jonathan David, who would also be in demand, as they are also in the final stages of their respective contracts and can also be snapped up by big teams come this summer. One thing's for sure, the weather's not the only thing that's going to be hot in the summer, and speaking of hot topics, you might want to check out our predictions for the Euro 2024.